Trump warned that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. That's if Iran does not agree to the terms of his 8 p.m. deadline tonight. This isn't the first threat of this magnitude. On Monday, President Trump outlined his plan for total destruction of Iran by midnight tonight. He said every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. What is Trump's big demand? He wants the Strait of Hormuz, the vital passage for oil, to reopen immediately. So far, Iran has been defiant towards the U.S.'s demands. It rejected the U.S.'s peace plan on Monday, calling it unrealistic. Iran did offer a counterproposal, but Trump called it not good enough. So, what should we expect to happen tonight? There are several scenarios. Trump could follow through on his threat and totally obliterate Iran, or he could instead order limited strikes on Iran, not reaching the apocalyptic destruction he has threatened. It's also possible that Iran and the U.S. reach some sort of an agreement today, or it's also entirely possible that Trump extends the deadline yet again. I'm Kate Martell, and I write the Hill's 1230 Report newsletter. For more of today's news and all of the latest updates on tonight's deadline with Iran, go check it out. You can find it at thehill.com.
President Donald Trump is doubling down on his threats to Iran in a post on Truth Social today. He says a whole civilization will die tonight. That's after he gave Iran a Tuesday deadline to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Overnight, Iran's president wrote on social media that he, along with millions of other Iranians, are ready to sacrifice their lives in defense of their country. Natalie Brand is at the White House with the latest.
Even ahead of the president's deadline for Iran tonight, a U.S. official confirms to CBS News there have been strikes overnight on Karg Island military targets, a vital location for Iran's oil exports. The official says the strikes did not target oil infrastructure.
We're not going to strike energy and infrastructure targets until the Iranians either make a proposal that we can get behind or don't make a proposal.
Vice President J.D. Vance, speaking during a trip to Hungary, said there will be a lot of negotiation between now and the president's deadline.
If the Iranians don't come to the table and they stay committed to terrorism, to terrorizing their neighbors, not just Israel, but of course their Arab neighbors too, then the economic situation in Iran is going to continue to be very, very bad, and frankly, it will probably get worse.
President Trump, in his most threatening social media post yet, warned a whole civilization will die tonight, adding that he doesn't want that to happen, but it probably will.
The president's post also said maybe something, quote, revolutionarily wonderful can happen. On Monday, he detailed the consequences if an agreement is not reached.
Every bridge in Iran will be decimated. Every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again.
Iran's neighbors are calling for de-escalation.
There are no winners in the continuation of this war. There are only losers.
Iran, for its part, remains defiant. The country's president wrote on social media overnight that he, along with millions of other Iranians, are ready to sacrifice their lives in defense of their country. Natalie Brand.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Kol Halayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Revelation chapter 11 verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. The first woe, the second woe, and the third woe is literally at arm's reach, which is Armageddon, which is what is known as in the Bible the true meaning, the true definition, the true saying. But amongst society, this captivity, World War III. Okay, because it's a part of prophecy that it must come to pass. It has to occur. It has to be brought forth for us to get closer to salvation, for us to get closer to the kingdom. Okay, as Habakkuk said, wait for it. Though it tarry, Okay, it shall come. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, and Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah is literally stirring the pot, brewing things up to escalate to that point. Because you have all these nations that's literally, excuse my language, that's literally tired of America, aka Babylon's bullshit. Okay, everybody's tired of the big bad bully, America. Because that's all America really is, man. America's really nothing but a bully. Okay? It's that one bully that's been bullying everybody for years upon years, for so long, and then at some point, that bully finally gets his judgment, his recompense. Okay, so that third woe is literally at arm's reach, literally right down the street, man. Okay, so again, Revelation chapter 11. Matter of fact, Salakia, I'm curious. I'm just real curious right now, just to see. Let me see real quick, because I want to see if it's said a different way in a different translation. So bear with me 1 second. I'm curious. I'm just curious. Let me see here. Woo! Beautiful. I'm going to read it in the NLT. Revelation chapter 11 verse 14 in the NLT. The second terror is past, but look, the third terror is coming quickly. Okay, because there's going to be a draft. There's going to be a point where you Babylonians, because they're basically saying right now they don't want to fight, but it's going to come to a point they're going to have to fight. Okay, as it also states in the book of Jeremiah, the least of the flock shall draw them out, man. Okay, so we'll come to the point where they're not going to have no choice but to fight. And, they're going to be sent to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat for their judgment, man. And those troops are not going to come home. They're going to die on that land, man. Okay? And these Ishmaelites, okay, these so-called, rock worshippers, Muslims. And again, everybody realizes that this devil doesn't keep no covenant, no peace, no treaty, none of that. It's not in his DNA to do so, man. It's very deceitful. As it states in the book of Sirach, I believe chapter 12, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him, because he's always orchestrating in his mind on a way to bring you down, on a way to shed your blood. And even when he sheds your blood, that's not enough. Again, roughly paraphrasing in the book of Sirach, chapter 12, man. Okay, because he goes above and beyond to destroy a man's heritage, a man's culture, everything about that nation. All right? So let's go to the book of Psalms real quick to back up what I just said. And I don't want to rock the side. This is beneficial and informative to use truth and symbol of Akim wa Akwaf, because, man, right now, and every time in general, we got to be focused on prophecy, man, because that's what's occurring, that's what's happening, and that's what we desire to see be brought forth. So this is the book of Psalms 55, starting off at verse 20. He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. So every nation, okay, every other 16 nations, including his nation, which makes 17, is supposed to be at peace with these devils, man. Because the main agenda, which was the main agenda, is to oppress and keep Israel in a docile mindset, to keep Israel asleep, to keep Israel oppressed, to keep them, cleaving on to the indoctrination that they gave our people for hundreds of years. The bywords and the false history, etc. Okay, that was the dynamic. But now, as we always know and as we always see through history, these devils get so damn greedy. They want it all. Even though they have the world in the palm of their hands, they have dominion over the whole earth, they still want more. Because they have a greedy, covetous spirit. So you can't trust them. They have broken every single treaty, every single peace covenant, however you want to state it, that they have made with every nation. Ask the so-called Native Americans, man. And when I say the Native Americans, I'm not talking about just Gad. I'm talking about the northern kingdom, from Issachar to Zebulun to Reuben, obviously Gad. Okay, because to be correct, all those tribes that were here in the Americas are actually native to the so-called Americas, man. Okay, but again, Psalms 55 verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Again, he doesn't keep any peace treaties. He always finds a way to break them. Okay, he does not he does not keep any alliances, again, any covenants, any peace treaties. He always finds a way to go against what he has agreed on with that nation. Verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Because again, this man's he has a forked tongue. He has a very, very deceitful forked tongue. So he'll say smooth, comforting words to you nations, man. But again, in his mind, continuing on, but war was in his heart. So war, destruction, death, mayhem, chaos. He was created to take a piece from the earth, to bring forth mayhem, chaos, death, destruction. That's their MO. It's in their DNA. It's in their blood to bring forth these things, man. Okay? But war was in his heart. But war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Because again, he'll crouch. Let's get that again, because I keep on quoting it. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it real quick, just to add to this precept. Okay. So Sirach chapter 12, I believe. Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, so he'll make himself look harmless. He'll give, comforting, approval words to make you feel like you can trust him, like you can count what he's saying is going to be valuable not only to you but to your nation. Like he's always going to have some form of peace with you and your people, man. But yet in his mind, in his heart, he's imagining how to overthrow you. Again, he'll crouch down, roughly paraphrasing verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him and beware of him. Okay, because this man is the goddamn devil, man. He's the devil. He's the liar, the deceiver. Okay, everything that he's gained, everything that he's got has been unrighteously, man. He doesn't give a damn about no other nation, and at this point in time right now, he doesn't care about his nation, man. Okay, so how could you trust this man? And the Lord is revealing these people for who they truly are, man. Their skirt is being lifted, that their nakedness is being shown. Okay, but let's continue. Let's go to the book of 1 Peter. I got one more precept. We're gonna close it out. Straight, sweet, straight to the point. Sweet, short, and straight to the point. Salakia. So this is 1 Peter, another precept of his mentality, man, because this is who he is, man. And again, the people, the other nations across the planet, okay, across the four corners of the earth, they're realizing that this man doesn't keep peace treaties. You can't be cordial. You can't trust this man. You can't put down your guard, man. Because if you put down your guard, man, he's going to do everything, as they stated, Salakia. As soon as you have a meeting, a sit down with this man, while you're having that meeting and you sit down, he's having stuff happen behind your back while you think you're in peace with that man at that moment, man. You go have a conversation with him, and then while you having that conversation, they sending jets to do this and drones to do that, man. You can't trust this man. Okay, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as a evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. And this is the complete MO, the complete characteristics of the so-called self-proclaimed white man. Okay? He's a murderer. He's a thief. He's an evildoer. And he's always got his damn nose in everybody else's business, trying to tell everybody how to operate and govern their people and their land, and how to go about using their resources. Okay? And again, prophecy is literally being activated, and everybody's tired of this devil, man. He's being shown for who he truly is, man. So, you know, you can, and that's another one of the main reasons, amongst various reasons, why, and which we see, because you have Ishmaelite women twerking, you know, doing all types of stuff, and you know, the men were fighting against the liberation of their women, because the liberation from Americans, okay, Edomites, is whoredom. Okay, the woman can be promiscuous, the woman can be sluts, the woman can be this, can be that, have no authority from men, have no structure, no guidelines, man. Okay, why do you think the scripture clearly states and says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty? And that's one of the main things with the liberation when it comes to democracy for women. That liberation is giving them liberty, freedom to destroy themselves, man. And nobody wants democracy coming to their damn land from you fucking Edomites, man. Because they know these devils are very calculated, man. They know that once they bring forth that democracy, your structure, okay, the what you have capitalized in your nation will decay and literally break down and fall away, man. You know, they're very calculated with how they do things. And, you know, the devil is remedial, but he's not. He's remedial towards righteousness. Let's just say that. But as far as evil and wickedness, he's a master at it, man. Okay? But let's close out because the point is made. Let's go to the book of Joel, because that's what we see happening right now. Because again, prophecy is being fulfilled. It's being activated. And it's walking off of the pages, man. Call law, Yahaba Shem Yahshua, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Okay. So this is going to be the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm going to read verses 9 to 10. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, okay, the heathen. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. And, you know, Ishmael, they want all the smoke, man. Because again, these other heathens are tired of the big bad bully Babylon, aka America, man. Because that's all America's been doing, is just bullying everybody. Okay? And everybody's getting tired of it, because guess what? It's part of prophecy that everybody, and furthermore too, America's been at a halt. America's been too relaxed and too comfortable, been on all types of faggotry, sodomite, usury, taxation, etc. Okay, bringing forth righteous, unrighteous decrees, while these other countries have been investing their time, their years into their military might, and then also into the intelligence of their manufacturing of their ICBM missiles and weaponry. Okay, that's what they have been focused on. America's been focused on folly, man. And that's why you have a lot of these Americans, especially, you know, Trump and everybody else, lying about what's going on, really, because they're shocked that Iran and these other countries too are prepared. They've been preparing for this, man. Okay, so again, Joel 3 verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak Say, I am strong. And guess what? The weak that you have pushed around for decades upon decades, okay, now they're standing on their 2 feet saying we want all the smoke, we want everything that you got. And as you heard, they're embracing their people to die for their culture, man. Because again, everybody is tired of America. Okay? And what does it say in Isaiah 47 verse 1? Sit in the dust, there is no throne. O Babylon, O daughter of Babylon, Salakia. Because this place is a virgin from being touched by other heathen nations. Okay, and guess what? That hymen, Babylon's cherry, is about to be popped, man. Which is overdue, and which is going to be a beautiful, beautiful sight to see in history and prophecy being brought forth. So I don't want to rot this out, man. I hope and I pray that this is edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true sincere Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shabbat Shalom.